What's good, everybody? What's good? This is your boy JTL Opposite from the norm, back with another one. Make sure you smash that like button, comment, share, and definitely make sure you subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Chloe, and welcome to the Hypergamous Life, a lifestyle platform and conversation dedicated exclusively to hypergamy, femininity, and relationship success. The hypergamous mood, strategy over struggle. So whether you're starting the new year off with a clean slate or leveling up with relationship goals in mind, then this channel is for you. But to jump right in, today's focus will be about hypergamy. So a refresher. What is hypergamy? In a nutshell, it means dating or marrying at your level or higher. So without further ado,
Okay, she wrong on that. That is not what hypergamy means. Hypergamy does not mean dating on your level or higher. Actually, hypergamy means the action of marrying a person of a superior caste or class. Translation and definition. Hypergamy is a term used in social science for the act or practice of a person marrying a spouse of higher caste or social status than themselves. So when she's talking about hypergamy, where she's wrong at, and once again, this is my review of what she had to say on that. Hypergamy, once again, is marrying a person that is higher in status or social class than yourself, not of somebody who is on your level or higher. So let me get back to it.
let's kick off this video with a bang. Here are the 7 reasons you need to start practicing hypergamy now. 1. You want a provider for life. Ladies, you gotta admit what you want so you can know what you want. Admit that you want a man who's a protector and a provider, and you're already ahead of the game. Too many women date poor men, and when I say poor, I mean driven. His drive, ambition, work ethic, his mindset, and his resources, and then expect them to magically turn into kings. Often, it's too late by then. In hypergamy, you learn the invaluable skill of bringing high-value men to you.
Okay, so she's talking to females who want hypergamy, like I said, which is somebody of higher class, social status, stuff like that, higher finances, stuff like that. If you got women out there that's like that, that's their business. That's fine. I ain't trying to put them down, but this video is more so for decent brothers to wake up to what's going on. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're just trying to find somebody to mate that you want to be in love with and all the special things that come with it, you have to be careful about approaching certain types of women that you see may be out of your league. Not just how they look and dress or carry themselves, but mentally. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes those are the telltales of certain women that you may need to stay away from, because as you can see, she's basically giving women game on, not to say how to run game on men, but kind of how to be like, it's kind of a vain thing of what she's saying, in my opinion. But we'll let her continue.
2. You're tired of being a man. Tired of being a work mule, a pick-me, rough around the edges, combative, bitter, angry, resentful, a meal ticket to men, low-hanging fruit, a feminist stereotype, or even worse, a woman who refuses to make herself appealing. If you can answer yes, then chances are you are operating in your masculine energy. So, if you're as feminine as a pair of work boots, then this is a channel for you.
Now, on that instance, to a certain extent, I agree with it. Sadly enough, too many women, especially sisters, have this hard edge exterior to themselves, and that can push a lot of guys away when you a little too rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's men out there that like their woman to be, a little tough, rough. You know what I'm saying? And I respect sisters that are strong, but I think there's a difference between being strong and overtly aggressive as a woman. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a police officer, a firefighter, or a woman that's in construction with hard hats, I don't see why you have to be so aggressive all the time. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not telling a woman to be weak, but what I'm saying is you don't have to lose your feminine energy to be strong. You get what I'm saying? Like when they call a woman a bitch and being all that, some women kind of answer to that in the ways they carry themselves that they don't really have to. But so I agree with her to a certain extent on that.
3, you desire to be a lady. Ladies, even though having a vagina makes you a biological woman, it doesn't make you a lady.
True.
A lady, simply stated, is a woman who uses the feminine principle to work in her favor. Ladies and ladies in the making, there is absolutely no shame in being sexually appealing and feminine, because that's what men are attracted to. Especially
now, see, on that note, real quick, that using what you got to get what you want sound like that whole quote that Ronnie said in Players Club. If y'all never seen Players Club by Ice Cube, go check it out. That use what you got to get what you want. Women have to be careful about that, because you have some guys, and she speaks on that, but you have some guys that's dusty ass dudes that, you know what I'm saying, will mess you over on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you kind of have to be careful about that type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be on, excuse my language, but some hoe shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, be a lady, but you don't have to be on some hoe shit to get what you want. It's called getting out there and getting your own shit, basically.
I value men. So leave the masculinity to other women and learn how to invest in your femininity. Make that a goal for 2019. 4, because hypergamy is a growing movement. If you've been on YouTube for the last 2 to 3 years, you'll see that the discussions on hypergamy they're just gaining momentum. They're getting a lot of attention. So it's time for you to jump in. Why? Because role reversal just doesn't work. But to have success in the game, you can't rely on delusion, fairy tales, or magical thinking to attract a high-value man. You need strategy. Whether it's personal ignorance, toxic feminism, or flat-out being led by poor example, many women don't have a clue of the how. 5, because competition isn't a dirty word. It's your reality. Ladies, you're in the game, whether you like it or not, and you don't win by pretending that the game doesn't exist. Just because your mother, your grandmothers, our aunties didn't have the Kris Jenner spirit doesn't mean you get to passively sit on the sidelines praying for Jesus to send you a husband. No one cares that you're playing nice or that you're waiting your turn. You don't get to opt out of the game and then seethe with jealousy or envy when you see other women having the things you want. 5, because...
Okay, let me say something on that. The part where she's correct is if you get jealous as a woman of other women. In my personal opinion, if you're doing that, then listen to what she's saying. If you're that type of female that wants shit because you see what other women get, then you might as well play the game. But if you're a sister, especially, that, you know what I'm saying, you want a good dude, you're a sweetheart person, don't worry about hypergamy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my opinion. And I'm sure she would disagree with me if she heard this, but I'm just keeping it real. For me, being a guy that I am, I try to work on myself. Like, after every time I get out of a relationship, it take me 3-4 years or more before I get back into one so I can work on myself. Because I, as a person, like Life Jenny said on the song, don't be a penny looking for a dime. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm looking for no bad bitch dime. I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is, if I have more gloomy days and down days, I don't want to bring nobody else down. I don't want them to try to be picking me up all the time. That's between God and me. So if you're a sister that wants a good, decent man, take time to build yourself up. You know what I'm saying? So that way the options are a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I would still keep that, cheerful spirit, that sweet, kind spirit. Keep that. Don't let what other people do dictate how you carry yourself and the decisions that you make in life. Be, protective of who you are, and don't be ashamed of who you are. If you're a nice, sweet young lady, stay being a nice, sweet young lady and pay attention to what you need in life to make yourself better, and keeping faith in God. Do keep faith in God. That's, to me, like I said, that's that vanity thinking. Like, don't sit and wait for God to send you a man. If you keep running to the wrong man, apparently the problem is you keep thinking you're going to do it before you allow God to do it. That's the stuff we got to talk to about our sisters. That's why everybody is not meant to date everybody. That's where we mess up. It's because we think that we can change somebody when we meet them and make them for us. And that's why I got to disagree with her on that. For a person that believes in God, that's your first step. You're waking up in the morning believing in God, going to sleep believing and praying in God. Every day just praying for that serenity, that peace, the correct love to come in your life. Because the problem with hypergamy, if you just looking for dudes that's in a higher class, normally they could be dudes that's a-holes, you know what I'm saying, that's assholes, that's going to treat you like shit. So you have to be careful about thinking if you get a dude that's going to compensate you for your pain and all of that. And then, because she got another video where she's talking about Jim Jones and Chrissy and saying how, oh, she been holding him down and it seemed like it's been a waste of time. But he got money. So he's high value. So what does that tell you? You can't look for high value and then now you got another complaint. I disagree with that.
It's time to understand your true feminine nature. That women are biologically and instinctually hardwired to seek the best possible providers and protectors for themselves and their potential children. In other words, without hypergamy, romantic relationships generally tend to be disastrous. And finally, because you don't have time to waste.
See, that's what I'm talking about. When a woman gets with a man, it's not just about social status. And like I said, she messed up the definition because it's not about somebody who's on your level and higher. That's not hypergamy. So if you try to look for a dude that's going to be a life provider and protector, and us as men, we got to be careful about saying that's just the role we want to play, because it's just not about giving money and I'll beat somebody's ass about my wife or my kids. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's not just that. It's also to be able to give guidance, somebody that people can talk to. You feel what I'm saying? If you dealing with a guy, like one of my exes said something dope, I think, and she said she got this from her dad, God rest his soul. She told me one of the main things you have to look for in a man is, can you learn something from him? And I think, and she was giving me credit, and I appreciate her for that. And this is the thing young ladies have to think about. Can he guide you? Can he teach you something? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he, because I see a lot of guys back in the days that they go to work and get a woman to check and let her handle the rest. Is he really giving her guidance? You know what I'm saying? And I know brothers that told me, women that they were dating, telling me they dad was just so great, but then they didn't have conversations with them about the type of guys to date. And I see that a lot in sisters that will have their daddy around, and all he is a bulldog and looking like he better not disrespect my daughter or my niece or my sister, but not making sure they get guidance from that guy. You know what I'm saying? He can't just be some pushover and then that's all she need. Nah, that don't work.
Whether you're 24, 34, or 44, the time is now to learn the ropes. You don't have the time to squander your youth, your biological clock, or your sexual energy on unmotivated men or men who just think you're asking for too much. Time will never stop moving, so you can't ever afford to put your level up goals on the back burner while other women acquire skills on how to be the sweet, sexy, demure, feminine damsel in distress that uses honey instead of vinegar to get what she wants. And for my audience over 35 who maybe think,
okay, so, all right, that's the problem. She's doing the same thing that a lot of women do to other women and push the society standpoint of when a woman should get married, have kids, and all that. Once again, like I said, if you're not fortunate to find the right man, what could happen, sadly, that I see happen to a lot of sisters and women in general, is y'all end up with the wrong man, you have a child, but then you're not married. Or you get married and you're fucking miserable. So this is just my opinion and some advice, and hopefully it's healthy. On some G shit, take your time. If you don't find the right man, maybe you should take a pause. Pause the game for what this so-called game she talking about playing. Pause the game and just take time for yourself and build on yourself. Build on your dreams, build on your goals, your hopes, you know what I'm saying? Everything that you want to, like, build on that. Stop worrying about rushing to get a guy, because that's the women that usually get the wrong guy, and then it's too late. You end up with a child out of wedlock, or you end up unhappy if you do get a relationship or marriage. That hypergamy means nothing if you don't find the right person. You know what I'm saying? It means nothing. Take time and build on yourself. Pause the game for a second and build on yourself. Don't worry about no fucking guy, because sadly enough, a lot of women, like she's saying, hypergamy. That's the problem. A lot of women think that when they find the right guy, he's willing to spend a lot of money on them and be this great provider, and that's all they need. And when it comes down to it, a lot of those women don't be happy. A lot of those women don't want dudes that they can just anytime they want something, gonna give them something. A lot of women don't like that shit, just like a lot of bosses don't like brown noses at the job. So don't believe that crap when somebody tells you that, and then they honestly think that's gonna work for every woman. Not every woman wants that. But the problem is women have to learn to, and I agree with her on that part, sit down and figure out what you want in life. But at the same time, sometimes that don't mean rush back out there to go get it.
That is too late in the game for you. Hypergamy will teach you that you don't have to cling to a mistake just because you spent a long time making it. There will always be value in leveling up, and there's no better time than now. With hypergamous effort, you can live your best life. And there you have it, ladies. Time to flourish. The 7 reasons to start practicing hypergamy now. Thanks for listening. Let me know you.
All right, like I said, hypergamy is not for everybody, because a lot of women, I'm sorry, no offense, but I'm just keeping it G. That's what we do over here, opposite from the norm, on some G shit. Hypergamy is a lot of leading cause of women that's shooting themselves in the foot. Like, when you think that's all you need, that's vanity, and that's being materialistic. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say a lot of people need to just, women and men need to work on their relationship with God, the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Having those high values and principles that you can only get from being, from spirituality. And the sad thing is, a lot of women nowadays especially think that's going to be happiness. A lot of guys think they can buy happiness. Like they say, money cannot buy you love. And that is some real shit. It can't buy you love. Look at all the people that are rich that did so much for a lot of people, and then the first time they say no, now they hate your fucking guts, or they want to kill you. They want to destroy you. They want to bring you down. They want to tarnish your image. They want to shit on your name. Money can't buy you happiness. Now, it can help, but it's not going to buy you happiness. And that's what we got to realize. So that's why I wanted to speak on this video. And matter of fact, she got 2 more other videos that I'm going to speak on. Maybe by the time you hit this, I'm going to be in a loaded them up. I'm going to be loading them up soon. But she got 2 more videos I'm going to speak on after this one. So this your boy JT, opposite from the norm. Like, share, comment. Make sure you subscribe. And we're going to get back at you with another one. Cheer!